Have you ever wondered about the history of Daredevil? Few comic book heroes embody resilience and complexity quite like Marvel's Daredevil. Known as the Man Without Fear, this blind vigilante has captivated readers for decades, evolving from a modest crime-fighting underdog to one of the most compelling characters in the Marvel Universe. His journey is one of tragedy, redemption, and relentless determination, making him a fan favorite and an icon of street-level justice. Let's dive into the history of Daredevil, exploring his origins, major storylines, adaptations, and cultural impact. Welcome to History Wonder. Daredevil made his first appearance in Daredevil #1 in April 1964, created by writer Stan Lee and artist Bill Everett, with significant artistic contributions from Jack Kirby, who designed Daredevil's original Billy Club. The character stood apart from other Marvel superheroes due to his unique combination of disability and superhuman ability. The story begins with young Matt Murdock, a boy from Hell's Kitchen, New York, raised by his single father, Battling Jack Murdock, a down-on-his-luck boxer. Matt's father instilled in him the importance of education, pushing him to excel in school rather than follow in his footsteps as a fighter. However, Matt's life changed forever when he saved a blind man from an oncoming truck, only to be doused in radioactive chemicals. This accident robbed him of his sight, but heightened his other senses to superhuman levels, giving him an extraordinary ability to see without sight. Tragedy struck when Jack Murdock, refusing to throw a fight for gangsters, was murdered by his employers. This event became Matt's primary motivation to fight crime. Under the tutelage of the mysterious martial arts master Stick, he learned to refine his abilities. As an adult, Matt pursued a career as a lawyer, fighting for justice in the courtroom by day and as Daredevil by night. Daredevil's early stories reflected the lighthearted style of the 1960s superhero comics. His original costume was yellow and black before being replaced with his iconic all-red suit in Daredevil #7 in 1965, designed by artist Wally Wood. Many of his early villains were colorful and at times campy, including the Owl, the Purple Man, and Stilt Man. He also crossed paths with Spider-Man, establishing a long-standing friendship with the Web Slinger. During the late 60s and early 70s, writers such as Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway sought to develop Daredevil's mythology. Black Widow became a frequent ally and love interest, and they briefly shared a title, Daredevil and the Black Widow. The character also had notable clashes with the Gladiator and the Man-Bull. In the late 1970s, Daredevil was on the verge of cancellation due to declining sales. That changed when Frank Miller took over as writer and artist in Daredevil #158 in 1979. Miller transformed the series into a darker, more mature narrative, infusing it with film noir and crime drama elements. Miller introduced key elements including Elektra in Daredevil #168 in 1981, Matt's former lover turned assassin, and The Hand, a secretive ninja organization. He also redefined the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, who was originally a Spider-Man villain, turning him into Daredevil's archenemy. The relationship between Daredevil and Kingpin became one of the most intense hero-villain dynamics in Marvel history. One of Miller's most famous storylines was Born Again, Daredevil #227 to 233 in 1986, in which the Kingpin learns Daredevil's identity and systematically dismantles Matt's life. Matt loses his career, home, and sanity, but ultimately rebuilds himself, showcasing his incredible resilience. Another crucial storyline, The Man Without Fear in 1993, redefined Daredevil's origin, adding a darker, more tragic tone. It depicted Matt's rigorous training under Stick and his first confrontations with crime, setting the foundation for modern interpretations of the character. Following Miller's departure, Daredevil stories delved into psychological and philosophical themes. Writers such as Ann Nocenti and D.G. Chichester explored Matt's struggles with faith, morality, and justice. The introduction of Typhoid Mary in Daredevil #254 in 1988, a villain with dissociative identity disorder, provided a unique challenge for Daredevil. The late 1900s saw a creative resurgence with filmmaker Kevin Smith's Guardian Devil arc, Daredevil Volume 2, numbers 1 through 8 in 1998. This story explored Matt's crisis of faith and the tragic death of Karen Page, one of the most emotional moments in Daredevil's history. In the 2000s, Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev crafted a noir-inspired, dialogue-heavy run that saw Daredevil's identity exposed to the public in Daredevil Volume 2, number 32 in 2002, leading to intense legal and personal struggles. Ed Brubaker followed up with storylines that saw Matt imprisoned and forced to fight for survival. The Shadowland arc in 2010 saw Daredevil wrestle with darkness as he took control of the Hand, creating a morally complex version of the hero. In 2003, Daredevil, the movie, directed by Mark Steven Johnson and starring Ben Affleck as Matt Murdock, was one of the early attempts to bring Marvel superheroes to the big screen. The film aimed to capture the darker, grittier tone of the comics, particularly Frank Miller's influence. The film follows Matt Murdock as he balances life as a lawyer and a masked vigilante in Hell's Kitchen. After the murder of his father, Matt grows up seeking justice, both legally and physically. He falls in love with Elektra Natchios, played by Jennifer Garner, the daughter of a wealthy businessman, but their relationship is torn apart when Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin, played by Michael Clark Duncan, and the deadly assassin Bullseye, played by Colin Farrell. The film showcases Daredevil's journey as he confronts Kingpin and seeks revenge for Elektra's apparent death. While the film had ambitious intentions, it received mixed reviews from critics and audiences. Ben Affleck's portrayal of Matt Murdock was met with divided opinions, with some praising his dedication and others finding the performance lacking depth. The film's action sequences, particularly the hallway fight and Daredevil's sonar vision, were highlights. However, some criticized the CGI effects and overly stylized fight choreography. Some of the strengths of the film include Michael Clark Duncan's portrayal of Kingpin, who was widely praised. Colin Farrell's Bullseye added an entertaining and over-the-top villain. The film embraced Daredevil's comic book origins and drawing from Frank Miller's work. Some of the weaknesses, however, the romance between Matt and Elektra felt a little underdeveloped. The tone was inconsistent, shifting between dark and melodramatic. Some action scenes relied too heavily on CGI, which dated the film quickly. Despite its flaws, Daredevil played a role in paving the way for darker superhero films. Its director's cut, released later, was better received, improving narrative depth and character development. However, Daredevil's true mainstream breakthrough came with the Netflix series Daredevil, 2015 to 2018, starring Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. The series perfectly captured the character's complexity, balancing brutal action with compelling character development. Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin was widely praised. The series is widely considered one of the greatest live-action superhero adaptations. The show captured the essence of the character while offering a grounded, gritty take on Hell's Kitchen's street-level crime world. The first season focuses on Daredevil's rise as a superhero and his battle with Wilson Fisk, a crime lord seeking to reshape the city under his control. The season features brutal combat, strong character development, and an intense psychological battle between Daredevil and Kingpin. Season 2 introduces the Punisher, played by John Bernthal, and Elektra, played by Elodie Young, exploring the consequences of vigilante justice. The conflict between Daredevil and the Hand escalates, leading to a moral dilemma that tests Matt's limits. The third season, inspired by Born Again, sees Matt at his lowest. After being presumed dead, he must rebuild himself while facing Bullseye, played by Wilson Bethel, a deadly assassin manipulated by Kingpin. The season provides one of the most compelling character arcs, culminating in a satisfying showdown. The series was praised for its realistic fight choreography, particularly the single-take hallway fights. Cox's portrayal of Matt Murdock was widely acclaimed, as was D'Onofrio's terrifying yet complex Kingpin. The show's writing and pacing were exceptional, blending courtroom drama with intense action. The series also led to The Defenders in 2017, where Daredevil teamed up with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. Daredevil's popularity has surged once again, with Charlie Cox reprising the role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He made a cameo in Spider-Man: No Way Home in 2021 and appeared in the show She-Hulk in 2022. The upcoming Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again is set to revive Daredevil in the MCU, starring Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock and Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. It promises to deliver a fresh take on the character while drawing inspiration from the classic storyline. While details remain scarce, it is expected to explore the consequences of Matt's vigilante actions and his ongoing struggle against Kingpin's growing influence. Unlike many superheroes, Daredevil's greatest battles are not just with villains, but within himself. His struggles with faith, morality, and justice make him one of Marvel's most compelling and relatable characters. His ability to endure hardship and maintain his moral code has resonated with readers and viewers for over half a century. From his humble beginnings in 1964 to his critically acclaimed TV series and upcoming MCU projects, Daredevil continues to inspire as the man without fear. With his legacy firmly established, one thing is clear. Daredevil isn't just a superhero, he's a symbol of perseverance, proving that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, there is always a way forward. Thanks for watching. What topics in history have you wondered about? Comment below and let us know what videos you would like to see, and be sure to like and subscribe.
Tough guy, huh?
Not at all.